So, after finishing that video, I realized that there was actually another story involved in this, and I'm sure other people have covered this, but it's just really good to get that information out there. Again, I don't want to condemn anyone for their actions. Personally, I think you should be held accountable. That does not mean that you need to be fired or harassed. It just means that you need to actually, okay, a celebrity maybe needs to make a statement, but they also need to be able to, you know, come forward, maybe have a dialogue with that person or something. Um, I think that would be the best idea. You know, you have a dialogue with people, or not an argument, a dialogue, and you actually try to get to a solution that can help you become either a better person or that you rectify a situation. And that goes with this. Now, I want to see some receipts regarding this next story, I guess, if you want to call it a story. But let's just get to it, and then you guys can tell me if I'm completely wrong in my assessment. This comes from DM Jason, someone who I also don't know. um, he claims that he is responsible for forming D&D in a castle. And he says he has receipts. I would like to see those receipts. Anyway, let's just get to it. TW, abuse of power manipulation. Even after 4 years, this is a terrifying statement to make, given the skewed power dynamic of the individuals involved. I've kept quiet for 4 years regarding my belief that Satine Phoenix was the investigator of my ousting from D&D in a castle. A concept which I created. The owner and I met via Facebook, and he was thinking a small-time destination Dungeons and Dragons. I pitched something bigger, on a more grander scale, using actual celebrity DM talent, something that had never been done before. Probably at that time, yeah, definitely. I came up with the idea of D&D in a castle. Hell, I named it. Not only that, but I secured the initial DM talent, product sponsors, and initial social media advertising. She requested one of her personal friends, GM Tim, be brought on to DM. Also, I don't know who that is. I wonder if that's that other guy who's doing Critical Role stuff now. Given she was one of our top talents, I acquiesced. By the time we got to the inaugural event in France, her and Tim had sunk their teeth in the owners to the point that at the opening night event, her and Tim were thanked by the owners for making the event happen and not me. I wasn't mentioned or acknowledged. I was devastated. What should have been a triumph, high point in my career, was now left out in the cold. I stood there in absolute shock, silent. I have been silent for 4 years. Why would you be so? One question I have to ask is, I understand that maybe you were scared for your career, but if you don't currently have a career, you have nothing to lose by not being silent. Why were you silent? That's what I want to know. It's if you come from the standpoint that you have nothing to lose, then there's no point to be silent, right? The rest of the event, I worked my ass off, posting constantly to social media and assisting DMs with their games. I was let go after the inaugural D&D and a castle event, after a post-event interview by Nerdarchy that I arranged. and wasn't even paid for my services or idea. Her and Jamison also tried to convince the managing partners to shut down D3 at Sea in favor of Satine Quest, stating D3 was stealing their potential passengers. D3 sold 3 times as many tickets as Satine Quest. I don't remember Satine Quest. Again, as I've said before, I didn't really follow her career. I didn't feel that she was someone that I wanted to follow, to be quite honest. Let's see if something will spark my memory after. No. Definitely doesn't spark any memory. Let's just see here. Censored faces. Ooh. December 2022. 2-day event at Phoenix Manor in Boulder, Colorado, and 4 days event at Wentworth Mansion, Charleston, South Carolina. Is this still a thing? Like, are people still going to do this after they hear, after all of these allegations? Like, are they still going to go through with this? And why is this? There's nothing here. Maybe it's dead. Who knows? Oh, it is indeed a D&D cruise, it looks like. Satine's Quest combines our mutual love of games, conventions, and luxury vacations with our characters' love for adventure and developing all-inclusive events that take the story off the table and into destinations fantastic. That's nice PR speak for sure. Are people still going to do this after these allegations? So that's what I want to know. Anyway, so let's just D3 at Sea. Let's just take a look at this real quick. D3 at Sea fall 2022. So this one is supposed to be okay, so fall of 2022 and then December of 2022. Interesting. I still want to see, I would like to see receipts on this. I'll call it an accusation for the lack of a better term. Statement. Probably statement is the better term. Opinion. I would like to see how he came up with this implication. For those of you who don't know me, as a DM, I often find it difficult to find the right word for what I want to say. Usually it'll eventually come to me. But yeah, that happens a lot. Anyway, let's continue. So again, her and Jamison also tried to convince the managing partners to shut down D3 at Sea in favor of Satine Quest, stating D3 was stealing their potential passengers. D3 sold 3 times as many tickets as Satine Quest. Again, I want to see the receipts for that. Pretty bold statement. When in fact, the only reason Satine Quest even happened was because she had privately gone to one of the partners after having been brought on as talent for D3, pitching a private cruise for her while removing me from the picture. And again, let me expressly state, they wanted D3 shut down, the cruise I brought her on for in favor of her cruise. Thankfully, they were told no, sensing a pattern here. Yeah. Yes, we are. Um, However, this pattern needs to be proven with receipts. The last video showed Jamison's pattern. We did not see specifically anything from Satine. This one I wanted to bring up because it expressly states that Satine was the one who was causing these this friction, I guess, is the word that we're going to say. Um, he says, feel free to take this as a grain of salt. As a former organizer of both D&D in a castle and D3 at sea. Well, why are you a former organizer at D3 at sea if it was your creation? I would like to know that information too. And that's not accusing him of anything. I'm just curious. I'm just asking a question. Like, why aren't you an organizer anymore? Do you not like organizing events? Were you just brought on as a consultant, and then once they had everything done, you didn't need to be there anymore? That's all I'm asking. While I was let go from D&D in a castle, I wanted to be clear that I left D3 of my own accord. Then again, I'm just a nobody in the D&D TTRPG space. Well, you may be a nobody, but you're organizing these events, so I would like a little more, a little more information on that. And for the record, I have conversational receipts and witnesses all the way back to the inaugural D&D in a castle. Now I'll go to bed in fear that the individuals in question will somehow come out of this unscathed and I will be turned into a pariah. Will there ever be a relief from this fearful feeling? Oh, of course, I have to log in. I would like to see those receipts. So he says here that he struggles with depression. He has since he was a child, fear, anxiety, feelings of inadequacies. I helped create something special and it was gone. And now that I can finally talk about it, I think I could finally breathe again. I think you could have talked about this 4 years ago when it happened. If at that point in time you were a nobody and that happened, I mean, again, you have nothing to lose. You may as well have just done it. This is when he says, so this is the exact moment where I was expecting to be thanked for my help, and they called up someone else instead. I'm the guy in the purple shirt and gray hat in the back with the what the fuck expression on my face. That doesn't really look like a what the fuck expression to me. I mean, his what the fuck expression is probably completely different from mine. But you know, this is probably like a post what the fuck face. This guy with the black hat here, to me, that looks like a what the fuck face. That's like a what the fuck, this guy got called up and not the other guy. And this DM Jason over here, I'm assuming it's this guy because it clearly stated that was him. He's kind of more of it's kind of more got the oh, that's an interesting face. Again, I'm not saying that that's not your face. You're what the fuck face. The exact words were, because they were seared into my brain, owner. I just want to take a moment to thank someone who honestly, without them, this all wouldn't have happened, and give them the small gift of appreciation. I actually took a step forward. Then he said someone else's name. Ouch. That is the worst feeling. For the record, during D&D in a castle, we did have an amazing professional photographer, but the day-to-day social media pics and posts were done by me. Over 500 photos and close to 20 videos, adding up to over 100 social media posts. I deleted all the posts when I was let go. Fear not, I do still have all the photos and videos. Despite my feelings, it was the event of a lifetime, and one that really helped push D&D to the forefront of mainstream, in my humble opinion. To delete that portion of D&D history would be criminal, I feel. Why would you delete that though? I know you still have the access to it, but why would you delete that? I understand that, hey, look, after a breakup, we all get angry at our ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, and we decide, I don't want these anymore, and we get rid of it. Or in my case, mail it back to them and be very sad for like a year and a half. But we we all have our own different ways of dealing with that. And I think deleting that probably wasn't the greatest of ideas, but it was done. And I don't see the point in deleting it if it's something that could help you and your position, saying that you were an organizer and you were a starter of this. I am very curious who DM Tim is. Is it that guy? Very difficult to find if he is indeed if he's this big streaming guy. I haven't been able to find a picture of him. I just want to know if it's where is it? Sorry. I want to know if it's this guy, or is that the guy who was yes it is. I want to know if it's this guy. Anyway, I just going back to my point, I think that deleting that information from social media was probably, you didn't need to do that. I don't think that needed to be done. But I understand, you break up and you want to get rid of that information, that part of your life. It's cathartic. I understand. But I would like to see more. I want to see more information from this guy, DM Jason. I'm also a nobody in this space. But just because you're a nobody doesn't mean that you have to necessarily give up. I think you could continue. And being a nobody again, you could have just said it 4 years ago. I think you would have been fine. Anyway, if for some reason DM Jason is watching this, I highly doubt he is, because like I said, I am also a nobody. I would like to see those receipts. Maybe having someone look after it, or putting it out there into the media is what you needed. And why stop that from happening? What is the evidence and the proof? If you have evidence and you have proof, what is that? What bad is going to come from that? As long as you have evidence and proof and it is corroborated, it should be no problem, right? People who say they have evidence and proof, and they don't have evidence and proof, or they don't corroborate that statement, often get accused of being a liar. I'm not accusing him, DM Jason, of being a liar, but I think, get that out there. What's the harm, right? What's the harm? Anyway, that's my follow-up for that. I will see everybody later. hopefully, streaming on Twitch, where I'm going to be playing some V Rising a little bit later today. You can find me at Twitch. The links are down in the account. If you liked what you see here and you want to see some more, please do like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.